Todd, I think in this day and time, we really do need fun, because when it comes to scary, really nothing is scarier than the markets right now, especially over, of course, the month of October, the spookiest month of the year. I actually read one headline this morning, among many that were, of course, fear-mongering, but it said basically the S&P 500 is actually set to finish October with its worst month since the 2008-2009 financial crisis. And it's not alone. Many of the other major indices are also down too. Todd, the uncertainty and the fear of the markets right now is certainly reaching new heights. Should we all be afraid?
Yeah, all that howling we heard last month wasn't werewolves, was it? It was people checking their account balances,
exactly.
Groaning in agony at watching what was happening. I think that, it's very important during these scary times, right? And I mean, to get real for a second, I'll even take off my wig so people can really see I'm getting serious. Corrections like this, they're pretty common. Yardini, which is a research firm that's been around, since I've been in the business since the late 90s at least, they keep track of this stuff. There's been 7 drops of 9% or more just since 2010. I think we got down to about 9.4% on the month at one point. So these are not that uncommon. There's been 11 drops of greater than 5% or more since 2010. And yet, as scary as those were, right, because you had stocks, individual stocks, especially if you're a growth investor, get walloped a heck of a lot more than that, right, Shannon? I mean, you had names like Bluebird Bio that fell, I think, 25, 28% in the month. You had, the IBB, which is the biotech ETF that I like to follow. That was down 15%. So, I mean, yeah, these are painful in the moment, but recognize that despite all of these that we've had in the past, just since 2010, the market has recovered and gone on to make new highs. And the wrong choice, or the scariest choice, the one that would leave you groaning, much longer into the future, would be to react to those moments and sell, and not to have been able to participate when those stocks rally back. Because Shannon, I guarantee, if you sell during those moments, you are not going to time the bottom perfectly. You are not going to get back in and ride that higher.
And yeah, Todd, to your point, I mean, where we are at in this particular market cycle, it's nothing new. And more importantly, there's not any one thing really driving kind of the slowdown across the stock market. You've got U.S.-China trade war concerns. We're in a rising rate environment, particularly in China, too. You've got heavy selling for a lot of Chinese stocks as their economy continues to slow down as well. And then, of course, as everyone knows, we are approaching election season. There's a lot of political rhetoric going around right now, especially as it relates to drug pricing too. So you're seeing that play out across the sector. But to your point, and going back to what you said, the key is not to be afraid, not to sell your stocks. If anything, consider this an opportunity to really double down on some of those really impressive stocks that have good management, are continuing to drive both top and bottom line growth, and really figuring out how you can buy a lot of these stocks at a discount.
I agree with that. And I've been watching the markets very closely through the internet boom and bust, and through, the Great Recession, and through where we are today. And that kind of a long haul strategy is what can allow you to sleep at night. And, I'm sure we'll talk later on down the show. I mean, not every stock deserves to be held forever, in a portfolio. But the market certainly has proven time and time again that if you're willing to ride it out for a decade or more, the odds tilt significantly in your favor for turning a profit. I think that I've seen statistics that say in any rolling 20-year period, for example, you've never lost money. So I think that you have to have that kind of a long, calm view, and spend less time maybe listening to the talking heads on TV who are shouting and pressing buttons and making all sorts of crazy noises, other than obviously on Halloween. We're allowed to do that, right?
No name shall be given there, Todd.